What's up guys, Todd Kelly, Shuswap Outdoors. Today we are talking wood fishing plugs. So a great way to catch big kokanee, rainbows, bulls, lakers, and even salmon out in the ocean are using these wood fishing plugs. I prefer the Fishinator plugs made locally here on the Shuswap. They're great quality, great action, and there's a ton of colors, variations to fit your fishing conditions and species you're targeting. There are a couple tricks to getting to fish these things properly that I'll cover over in this video. And the first thing is having your plug tuned. And having a tuned plug means one that is swinging and sweeping back and forth evenly. It's going over to the right, center, over to the left, and back in this big sweeping motion. If your plug is out of tune, it'll be pulling hard to one side and might even be rolling over in a circle. If it's doing that, you're not going to be catching fish. The normal way to tune a plug is to tie onto your eye, have it trolling behind the boat a few feet at the speed you're trolling at, and adjusting this eye a little bit to the left or to the right with a pair of pliers until it was in tune and sweeping properly. The only problem I had doing this was if a fish hit your plug but didn't stick on, sometimes it would cause your knot to slide on the eye of the plug and it would go from being in tune to out of tune, and sometimes you wouldn't know it. If you're long lining 100, 150 feet back, or if it's on the down rigger but it didn't pop the clip, you wouldn't know that your plug is out of tune now. So for the last 3 years, I've been using a non-slip loop knot, and that has solved the problem of having to tune a plug. The freedom of the plug on the loop allows it to be in tune all the time, and I've never had to touch the eye and adjust it. So if it's trailing behind, you're fishing it and a fish hits it, it might spin around, he doesn't stick on, it's back in tune and you're fishing again. So to tie a non-slip loop knot, I'll show you with some this 200-pound braid downrigger line. And the first thing you want to do is tie a simple overhand knot. And you want to leave yourself a fairly long tag end, because this is where your loop is going to come from. Next thing, you want to feed the tag end through the eye of your plug. And you can adjust the length of your loop by how much tag end you leave. The next thing you want to do once you have your loop length selected, your tag end, come up through your overhand knot, slide it in between your thumb and your index finger where you have the overhand knot already pinched. The next thing you want to do is your tag end is wrap it around the running part of your fishing line. And the number of wraps is going to be determined by the pound test you're using. If you're using light line, 8, 10, 12 pound test, you'll want to wrap 6 times. If you're using 15, 20 pound test, you can get away with 3 or 4 wraps. So we'll wrap our tag end around a few times. Get your tag end again and come up through the same direction you already did into your overhand knot. And now you can pull everything snug. And there you go. There's your non-slip loop knot. And that's the loop that allows the freedom of the plug that keeps it in tune all the time. Your tag end here, you can cut really short on your knot, as that line's not going to slip out. And there you go. Nice, simple way of solving the problem of having to tune your plug. I've never had any issues of big fish causing any damage to the line where it's broke or frayed or anything at all. And we've caught some really big rainbows, bull trout, Lakers, Chinook salmon on this a system of using the loop knot. Never had a problem with it. So the next thing you want to consider when you're fishing a plug is what pound test you're using on your plug. With the bigger plugs, like this 5-inch one that's really fat, it has enough pull and action to it that you can get away with 15 to 20 pound test. If you go any higher, the drag from the fishing line itself is going to limit how much sweep that plug has. So if you're using a 4-inch plug like this one here, you're looking at 8, 10, 12 pound test max. If you used 15 or 20 pound test on a plug like this, it's only going to have a short sweeping motion back and forth. With the lighter pound tests, it's going to really let that plug sweep back and forth in a big motion there. With the smaller 2 to 3-inch plugs, you're looking at 4, 6, 8 pound test at the maximum to get that big sweeping motion out of your plug. Any higher, as I said, it's going to limit it, and it's going to limit the amount of fish you're going to catch. Anyways, these are a couple quick, simple tips on fishing plugs. I hope it helps you out. If you have any comments or questions, throw those in down below. Please hit the thumbs up, that really helps. And please subscribe if you're into more fishing, hunting, and gear review content. Anyways, thanks for watching.